Just how many varieties of oak do you know of? I think you're about to change your mind. When I finish talking with Jeff Harvey, you're just gonna, I'm already amazed at things that I didn't know. Jeff, lead us into how many oaks you've got right here.
We have just over a dozen different oaks, a lot of English oaks, and we like the English oaks because there's a lot of variety.
Yes.
The one we're standing next to right now is called Christmasifolia.
Yes.
And you can see how the leaves form clusters and are curly.
Yeah.
So it's a real nice, they're easy to care for.
And so, as we go through these oaks, all of these oaks bear acorns?
Yes.
Okay, and all of them are going to be hardy for our viewers here in this area?
Yes.
That's good to know. Well, I need to just move right on and let's go see how many you can introduce us to.
Sounds good. Looking forward to it.
Well, before I noticed the leaf on this oak, I noticed all the acorns, but now I see this is variegated.
Yes, we were up in Ohio for a plant society trip, and we saw a variegated English oak called Argenteo marginata, and we just had to figure out where to get it from.
You just saw it and you went searching.
Yeah, you can find a lot of these neat variegated and strange oaks from specialty nurseries.
Yeah, and let's just for a second talk about when we introduce someone to a plant that the local nursery might not have. Can you tell us, how would you resource it? Google it? What would you do?
Google's a good source. The American Conifer Society has a lot of plant nurseries as members, and they do a lot of conifers as well as unusual trees.
And the oaks you've just researched and done on your own.
Right. I found a lot of them, believe it or not, at the specialty nurseries on the Conifer Society website.
Yeah. Why don't you get a bus trip up?
Yeah.
That would be good. Okay, let's go find another oak tree. I love this variegation on this leaf.
Sure.
I'm fascinated by how many cuts there are in the lobes in this leaf. What is this one?
This is another English oak called Pectinata, or cut leaf. Very, very deep cuts in the leaves. You would never expect it to be an oak until all the acorns start to develop. Then you definitely know it's an oak.
Well, and you know, I was trying to decide what leaf that actually reminds me of. Not an oak.
No.
For sure. So this is an average sized tree that wouldn't outgrow a spot in a local home garden?
Right, this is good for average home garden. It's a slow grower because of all the cuts in the leaf.
Yeah.
This is about 15 years old, and what is it, about 15 by 15 maybe?
Yeah, and when you purchase these trees, you get them in gallons or what?
A lot of them are hard to find, and we find them at Plant Society auctions. Some of them we get are just in band pots with a graft that's only 2 or 3 inches tall.
Wow, you love them to death, don't you?
When you find them, you got to get them.
Yeah, that's right.
So.
Okay, I know there's some more around the corner. Let's go. Okay, I'm getting Skyscraper Neck on this one, Jeff. What do you call this?
This is really nice. This is a interspecies cross of 2 different species oaks, and it's a upright columnar form called wind candle, and it just sways in the wind a little bit.
Yeah.
The leaves stay on this all winter long and fall off when the new leaves come on.
Like a pin oak? Or...
Like a pin oak, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
So very nice columnar form.
Well, on that subject of other oaks, does these ever suffer from gall or anything like that?
So far, we haven't had any problems.
Okay. So, and you just let these be and live on their own and thrive without any kind of help from you?
Yes, they do well without any interference.
You never have an issue that it's going to start to grow outward instead of vertical up?
Well, if we have a horizontal branch, we'll cut it off.
Okay.
Like slender silhouette, the sweet gum.
Yes.
That sometimes we'll throw a horizontal branch. And
it's not unknown.
It's not unknown to do, so we just cut that off.
Well,
and hopefully it's down where we can reach it.
Okay. Well, I'm anxious to see another one.
We have a couple more for you yet.
Well, I think I like what you call this one.
This is birthday candle. This is another interspecies cross, Quercus x wirii.
Wow.
And it's a nice tight columnar.
Okay, let me ask you a question. I see down there at the base, it does have a trunk. These candles, are they coming from down below the ground, or are they coming off of that trunk?
They
at the
come
bottom?
from the graft. The graft is about a foot off the ground.
So it's a grafted tree.
Yes.
And what do they use for rootstock?
Different growers have different varieties they use. One grower I know uses Quercus macrocarpa. He has good luck with that. And I think some people will just use Quercus robar, English oak.
Yes.
So it all depends on what that grafter has good luck with.
Well, now Jeff, when I first looked at this, I was deceived. What is this?
This is another oak. This is Quercus dentata, Pectinata, and it actually is an oak that likes to be in wet areas.
Yes.
Our neighbor's runoff comes down this way.
Okay.
And when a heavy rain, we'll get a river that goes through, and it's doing great.
How old do you think this one is?
This one's relatively young. This is about 6 years old.
Well, and it's about 6 feet tall.
Yes. You can see it's a fast grower once it finds a spot that it likes.
Yeah. So how much of this was this year's growth?
All of that is this year's growth.
From the stalk to the terminal.
From the hardwood to all the lime green is this year's growth.
Well, I think I need a few of these in my yard right now. Okay.
They might take over, but they're definitely an interesting specimen.
Okay. Well, Jeff, I'm infatuated with all of your different variety of oak, but I got a question for you. Where did this passion come from?
Well, my wife always gardened with her aunt and her grandmother. And before we bought our first house, she told the developer that we have to start our vegetable garden in the back of the house, and he wasn't allowed to tear all the trees down. So that started our passion together for gardening.
Okay, so you've journeyed this 15 years on this hill together.
Yes.
I just thank you. I can't thank you enough for the time you've shared with us, and our viewers have got a lot to learn. Thank you.
For inspiring garden tours, growing tips, and garden projects, visit our website at volunteergardener.org or on YouTube at the Volunteer Gardener channel, and like us on Facebook.